Hey guys, welcome back. Spring and summer 2026 have been absolutely stacked for anime. So today I'm counting down 10 shows you need to be watching right now, from emotional isekai to psychological thrillers to straight up horror. Let's get into it. Number 10. ReZero is back for its 4th season, and it picks up right after one of the most devastating victories in the whole series. Subaru and his friends survived the battle in the Watergate city of Pristella, but the cost was brutal. Rem is trapped in an endless sleep. Krush has lost her memories, and Julius has literally had his name stolen from him. This season follows Subaru and the group as they travel to a mysterious tower in search of an all-knowing sage who might hold the key to undoing the damage. If you love time loop psychological tension, emotionally devastating stakes, and one of anime's most iconic death is not the end protagonists, this is essential viewing, and it's a perfect jumping on point if you're caught up through season 3. Number 9. The Summer Hikaru Died. This one's pure atmosphere and dread. Yoshiki and Hikaru are childhood best friends in a quiet rural Japanese village. But after Hikaru goes missing in the mountains, the Hikaru who comes back isn't entirely human anymore. Something ancient and eldritch has taken his place. The twist is that Yoshiki realizes this almost immediately and chooses to stay by his side anyway. What follows is a slow burn blend of cosmic horror, coming-of-age drama, and a deeply complicated relationship between a boy and the thing wearing his best friend's face. It's gorgeously animated, genuinely unsettling in places, and emotionally raw in a way horror anime rarely manages. Number 8. Wistoria Wand and Sword. Wistoria follows Will Surfort, a student at an elite magic academy who has zero magic talent whatsoever. In a world where magic basically determines your entire social status, what he does have is terrifying skill with a sword, which lets him survive in a school built entirely around spellcasting. Season 1 set up his uphill battle to prove himself and his promise to reunite with his childhood friend Elfaria, one of the world's strongest mages. Season 2 raises the stakes considerably, throwing Will and his classmates into escalating academy crises and life-or-death exams as he gets closer to uncovering the true nature of his unique power. If you like underdog protagonists, slick sword versus magic action, and academy drama with real teeth, this is a great pick. Number 7. Witch Hat Atelier. Witch Hat Atelier is gorgeous, gentle, and quietly emotional fantasy. Coco is a young girl fascinated by magic who discovers by accident that her favorite picture book was secretly a real magic book all along. When a spell she casts causes a disaster that turns her own mother to stone, the witch Kifri takes her in as an apprentice, both to train her talent and because she may be the key to tracking down a dangerous group of heretics who abuse forbidden magic. The world building here is stunning, drawing from classic fairy tale illustration and Renaissance art, and the story balances childlike wonder with real tragedy and stakes. It's been compared to Studio Ghibli's best work, and it's an easy recommendation if you want fantasy that feels handcrafted. Number 6. Daemons of the Shadow Realms. From Hiromu Arakawa, the creator of Full Metal Alchemist, comes this new fantasy adventure about twins separated at birth. Yuru grew up isolated in a secluded mountain village frozen in an old way of life, while his sister Asa grew up in the modern world beyond it. When their village is suddenly attacked, Yuru is forced to flee and discovers he can summon supernatural creatures called demons, beings that exist in linked pairs and grant their wielders incredible power. As Yuru searches for his sister and the truth behind the attack, he's pulled into a much larger conflict that threatens to upend everything he thought he knew. With Arakawa's storytelling pedigree and Studio Bones animating, expectations are sky high for this one. Number 5. The Warrior Princess and the Barbaric King. This one's a fun, spicy fantasy romance with real action behind it. Seraphina is the strongest knight in the West, sent to crush the barbarian tribes of the East until her mission fails and she's captured alive. Bracing herself for torture or execution, she's stunned when the barbarian king instead proposes marriage. What follows is equal parts enemies to lovers romance and culture clash comedy, as Seraphina is forced to confront just how wrong her assumptions about these savages really were. It's got solid production values, genuinely engaging battle sequences, and a slow burn romance that's more thoughtful than the premise suggests, though it definitely leans into its fan-servicey shoujo romance novel cover energy too. Number 4. Kill Blue is an action comedy with a ridiculous hook. Juzo Ogami is a legendary 39-year-old hitman who's never failed a job until he's stung by a mysterious wasp during a mission and wakes up with the body of a 13-year-old. Unable to keep working as an assassin in his new form, his boss gives him a new assignment: enroll in middle school and gauge whether it's safe enough for the boss's daughter to attend. What follows is a wild mix of awkward school life comedy and high-stakes assassin drama, as Juzo tries to navigate homework and classmates while staying ahead of enemies closing in on him. It's goofy, fast-paced, and was popular enough to already get a second season greenlit. Number 3. This is a striking post-apocalyptic reimagining of Japan's warring states era. After nuclear war, plague, and natural disaster collapse modern civilization, Japan regresses to something resembling the Meiji era and splinters into 3 rival nations locked in constant conflict. Aoteru Misumi, a former low-ranking agricultural official, sets out with nothing but knowledge, eloquence, and ambition to reunify the country, alongside his wife Saki, who believes in him more than he believes in himself. The visual style is bold and distinctive, blending old samurai cinema aesthetics with a grim, broken future setting, and it doesn't shy away from political weight and brutal violence. If you like strategist protagonists and Three Kingdoms-style power struggles with a sci-fi twist, this stands out from the season. Number 2. Liar Game is a 20-year-old manga classic, finally getting its first ever anime adaptation, and it's a big deal since it's often cited as a direct inspiration for shows like Squid Game. Now Kanzaki is an almost painfully honest, naive college student who receives a letter and a suitcase containing 100 million yen, informing her she's been selected for the Liar Game, a brutal tournament where contestants are encouraged to lie, cheat, and betray each other for money, with losers left in crushing debt. Out of her depth, now turns to Akiyama, a brilliant former con artist, for help surviving. Unlike most death game shows, nobody dies physically here. The stakes are entirely psychological and financial, and the show's all about game theory, manipulation, and watching genius-level minds outmaneuver each other. Number 1. Sentenced to be a Hero. This is a dark fantasy with a brutal twist on the isekai hero trope. In this world, becoming a hero isn't an honor. It's a punishment reserved for the worst criminals. Sentenced heroes are forced into endless frontline combat against demonic forces, and if they die, they're simply resurrected to keep fighting, meaning there's no escape, not even in death. Xylo Forbarts, a former knight wrongly convicted of killing a goddess, leads one of these penal units. Everything changes when he meets Tiorida, a powerful goddess who chooses him as her knight, setting off events that could change the entire broken system. It released to huge buzz, with excellent animation and a genuinely dark, morally murky premise that sets it apart from typical fantasy action shows. And that's the list. 10 anime you absolutely need on your watch list this year. Let me know in the comments which one you're most hyped for. Drop a like if this helped, and subscribe for more anime recs. See you in the next one.